I, David Maraga, Chief Justice of the Republic of Kenya and the President of the Supreme Court of Kenya, do swear in the name of the Almighty God to diligently serve the people and the Republic of Kenya and to impartially do justice in accordance with this Constitution.
Doing justice is part of the big commission to the second President of the Supreme Court and from the country's fourth President, who picked it up from where he left off Tuesday. The President had quite a mouthful on what the new CJ had to do to ensure the judiciary keeps up with the war on graft.
Justice, kila mtu atabeba msalaba wake. And I say that because I am the one who stands accused of doing very little. But yet when I look back at what we have done over the last 3 years, I think we have done our part. Justice, the judiciary also needs to do their part.
Institutions tasked with fighting graft blamed each other when their failures were called out. The judiciary received the largest share of the blame for frustrating the whole process. The President believes the CJ should now steer the ship and do better.
We have over 680 cases, corruption-related cases, in court. Some of them have been before courts for an average of 5 years. And still no resolution. Justice, is that to me, or is that the new office that you are just about to occupy? Who is responsible? Kenyans want to see these cases concluded.
And for the Chief Justice, the first test at the top will be how he handles these many cases that the President says have denied Kenyans justice. According to President Kenyatta, all the institutions have been facilitated with the resources they needed to do their jobs.
When I took office, the judiciary, on an annual basis, exchequer release and budgeted, it was 12 billion. Today, you have over 17 billion. Last year, I formed an interagency in order to fast-track both investigations and prosecutions. They said the problem they had was they didn't have the resources. On top of it, I gave them an additional 2.7 billion shillings. Sasa jameni, munataka hata nguo niwapatie ndio mufanye.
Also forming part of the pep talk was a challenge to deal with what many see as the biggest cause of the delays in dispensing justice, court injunctions, to either stop prosecutions or even government projects.
The one thing our courts are very good at is issuing injunctions for everything. Kwenda mtu kotini, injunction, simamisha hiyo, simamisha hiyo, simamisha hiyo, simamisha hiyo. I wish you had the same proficiency in making rulings. The problem is not denying you your role and your power. The problem is when you stop something and everything grinds to a halt and we have to wait forever to get a ruling.
Chief Justice David Maraga is now expected to be the new broom that will sweep clean an institution that still finds it hard to clean up an image of corruption and sloth, a task that he says he is equal to. Chief Justice Maraga says he will institutionalize the war on graft, make it a part of the judicial culture and way of life. He says he will also strengthen the office of the Judiciary Ombudsman to encourage more people to report malpractice. Chief Justice Maraga is walking down a path that's already marked, though he has no problem somewhat going back to the old days, starting with a wig that was considered a colonial relic and not befitting of a modern judiciary. His predecessor, Dr. William Mutunga, sent his words of encouragement for the journey ahead and had kind words for his successor, who he says is a judge of great integrity, focus and energy. In a statement, Dr. Mutunga pointed to the progress made in the laying of the foundation for the transformation of the judiciary, a journey that Justice Maraga has been a part of. Sheila Sendeo, NTV.